I'm Tony Martella. I'm the CEO of the Optometrists Association Australia, the WA division. We're a member service organisation that represents the interests of optometrists throughout Australia.
Involvement with homeless people and disadvantaged people. How come your organisation's involved with that?
Well, essentially it came about through, initially one of our members was approached through the City of Perth Homeless Connect. And he in turn thought it might be a good idea that the association, rather than he individually, get involved. And from that perspective, we agreed, and we thought it's a good project for the association to get involved with and actually support not just the homeless but the needy, within the Homeless Connect concept. From there, we've obviously continued that over, I think it's now 6 years that we've been doing it for. And essentially, the need is always there, unfortunately, to some extent. But we feel as though we've got some obligation and some ability to help address some of those needs.
So what's actually involved? What do you do to help the group?
On the day at Homeless Connect, we essentially run basic screening and eye testing with the view to either helping someone by providing a free pair of spectacles, or at the very least, if there's any potential pathology or disease of the eye that needs to be then referred off. That's essentially what we look to do on the day.
And who actually does that then? You have your members coming in and doing that?
Indeed, yeah, and that's been the fantastic part of it. Over all these years, I've never had a shortage of members willing to put their hand up and volunteer their time and give it freely in that concept and come along. In the 6 years, we've probably had at least 10 to 12 each time coming along. There's been some repeat members, which is fantastic also. They've obviously got an ongoing commitment, but it's great to see new faces coming along each year and providing their assistance as they do. On top of that, we've got great and fantastic support from our industry supporters and suppliers. And without them, obviously, there's only that's one element that we couldn't obviously provide in terms of the free spectacles if we didn't have that resource behind us as well. So it's very much a collective from the profession, from the members right through to the suppliers and our supporters that help create the day that it is.
So on the day, what actually happens then? Will people come in, have their eyes tested?
We've essentially set up 3 consulting rooms. We've got it down to a fine art after 6 years. What started off as a pretty basic in the back of a room tucked away in the City Place Community Centre when it first started all those years ago, to now we've actually got 3 purpose-made temporary consulting rooms constructed for us on the day. We'll have everything from an optometrist sitting there conducting a proper eye examination, testing with an eye chart, looking for, as I said before, for any potential pathology that might exist, which is very important, as well as doing some other tests that we perform. In addition to that, we then have our own little dispensing space outside of those consulting rooms, where we then provide a range of spectacles for the clients to try on, and then in turn we get those spectacles made to order based on their requirements. So essentially on the day we try and provide a complete a service as we can, given the restrictions and the confines of the actual day itself.
So when the person comes in, they get their eyes tested, they end up with a prescription basically?
Correct.
And then that's sent off, and then they pick what frames. So the frames are, what are they, old used frames?
In years gone by, we started predominantly with recycled frames, intermixed with some new frames that people had given us over the years, old stock or stock that they could no longer use, and they kindly donated it to us. So it's been a combination of both. And in recent years, it's been predominantly the newer frames that we've been using, but we do have a good mix of recycled spectacles that we can throw into the equation as well. And to that extent, it's still very functional. They work well. The lenses, of course, are replaced. We just use the existing frames. And again, the optical laboratories provide those lenses for us at no cost, which is fantastic also.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
So the people it doesn't cost them any money?
No, no. Essentially, we don't look to qualify anyone other than if Homeless Connect say they need assistance, we'll look after them on the day. So it's really up to them to qualify, and we'll just, as I said, if they come to us needing assistance, we'll give them that assistance on the day.
Do you find people who who've never worn glasses before who drastically need them?
Yeah, look, it's remarkable, and I shouldn't be surprised anymore, but I still do. But the amount of people that say to us, "Well, I haven't been able to read a newspaper for past 4 or 5 years, or I haven't been able to read a book or see clearly into the distance." All these things that are really quite easily remedied with a simple thing like a pair of glasses. And that's not trying to say that glasses are a simple item, but the fact that we can provide something as easy as that to them, really can make a huge difference into their quality and standard of life.